But Lauren, of course, we have to start with this Saturday at the Hollywood Palladium. Of course, something, Lauren, that is very near and dear to you, the 4th annual Hilarity for Charity Alzheimer's fundraiser. How excited are you, Lauren, for this weekend?
I'm so excited, and you don't get to celebrate James Franco becoming a man while kicking Alzheimer's in the butt that often. So it's going to be pretty great.
Cool stuff. Of course, Lauren, you're talking about the James Franco bar mitzvah. Flat out, such a cool idea. How did this come about?
Well, when we first started doing Hilarity for Charity, the dream wasn't to do an organization like we have now. It was just to do a variety show that our dear friend Matthew Bass had this idea for to benefit Alzheimer's. And with the first one had a theme just because we were like, it should have a theme. And then as we were going along, we thought, every year, even though it's a variety show every year, let's do a theme. And then our decor and all our materials and just sort of like the theme of the show, the in-between bits can be themed, whatever theme we pick, and we can be really silly and have a lot of fun with it. So the first year was just sort of a concert in a park, very simple. The second year was a house party. So that, we had like the entrance to the theater looked like a big house. Most people actually thought that was the space itself. They didn't realize that we built that. Last year was a prom, and literally while I was sitting at last year's event, I don't even know how it popped into my head or why it popped into my head, but I guess it was meant to be. But I remember James always saying he should, I think I might have come up with the idea from a bar mitzvah. And then I remember James always saying that he had never had a bar mitzvah and his mom is Jewish and he always wished he had one. And so we just thought, well, there you go. Let's throw James a bar mitzvah and then the theme of it can be his bar mitzvah party.
So you actually thought of this at last year's Hilarity for Charity during the event?
During the event, and then I went backstage and I told Seth, and what's funny is I had forgotten that our auctioneer was standing there. And so the other day when we were getting our stuff together for the Saturday, we were on the phone and he was like, yeah, remember last year when we talked about this idea backstage for this? So, I don't know how or why, but I don't know. I guess I'm just one of those people that can never be satisfied. So literally in the midst of the one thing, I'm thinking of the next thing. So.
Awesome stuff. That's a great thing to have, Lauren. I just sort of sit there clueless most of the time and hope for the best. So,
well, that works too. I wish I could be more that way.
Lauren, the question I have, I have had my bar mitzvah before a long time ago, but I have done it. I guess there's no way of saying official, but is he actually having an actual bar mitzvah? Any bar mitzvah can be a bar mitzvah, but, is the rabbi going to be there? We're going to have, what's going to happen? Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah. So anyone who knows James or has read about him, he is a dedicated student. He loves to learn and educate himself, and he dedicates so much of himself to just sort of expanding his horizons, if you will, and becoming a really full person who's experienced so much. And so he was like, yeah, I'm totally in, but only if I can have a real bar mitzvah. And so we were like, okay. And so actually last Friday, one of the producers from our show that was at her house. We had a lovely rabbi come down, and James learned a Haftorah. And there was not a full ceremony, but a small bar mitzvah ceremony. And we'll play bits of it, I think, at the show on Saturday. But yeah, no, he was officially bar mitzvah. James Franco is now a man.
Wait, so he actually had his bar mitzvah?
He did. He had it last Friday, and then we're celebrating it at the event. So, we of course toyed with doing it at the actual event, but the truth is, no one wants to sit through that. We did it when we were 13. We don't need to do that again. So it's just more entertaining to show a clip, have some fun with it, and do the more fun parts. We'll have a horror, some other surprises I'm not going to mention.
Okay, so you're gonna you actually, as opposed to say, oh God, we don't want people sitting, because there's a Friday and a Saturday with the bar mitzvah a lot of the time, so it's like, oh God, how much of this are we gonna put in? Hey, but you are gonna are there gonna be any Jewish prayers? Are you thinking of incorporating any Jewish prayers?
There's going to be some Judaism. We don't want to alienate people and make it this religious event, because that's not what it is. It is actually focused on raising awareness for Alzheimer's. So it's really just about having fun with it at the event. His bar mitzvah stuff was totally serious. Like that wasn't a joke.
Yeah,
this part, we're just sort of having the fun part of it all, as you can imagine.
And the bar mitzvah party, of course, right? So.
Well, exactly. Well, isn't that the fun part?
I'm already upset. I know James Franco is going to have a more fun bar mitzvah party than I did, but what are you going to do? Although he was never at mine, so who's to say? Lauren,